everybody, welcome to Shyam's Storytime. Today I have a Panchatantra tale. The name of the story is The Talkative Tortoise. There was once a big lake in which lived a tortoise. Dun-dun-dun. Can you see? This tortoise was living there along with many other flocks of birds. Amongst all of them, there were a pair of geese that were very close to the tortoise. This tortoise was indeed very talkative. He cannot stop talking. Sometimes he would swim in the lake and make a lot of friends with fish and other aquatic animals. At other times, the tortoise would walk very slowly. You know how the tortoise walks, right? Very slowly, he would walk around the lake and talk to all the reptiles and other land animals. It felt as though all of them were friends of the tortoise. Now it was summertime. The heat was scorching. Slowly the lake was drying up. Little by little, everybody could feel that the lake was shrinking. So what happens to all the animals living there? Some of them died. Some of the fishes perished right there. The birds were a little clever. Many of them migrated from this lake to another place, which they heard was a permanent source of water. Slowly, very slowly, one by one, all the reptiles, they all started to walk away from this lake. All the birds that were there, they also went off. Now, it was just the tortoise that was left and a flock of geese. All the geese were talking to each other. They were saying, let us also vacate from here. Very soon, there is a drought situation. What are we going to do? So they went and told the tortoise, look here, we are leaving today. You're the only one left here. You know why, right? The tortoise cannot walk to another place. He trots very slowly and it's not possible for him to change his home. The flock of geese decided that today they would all fly to a different source of water. The two geese that were friends of the tortoise came and told the tortoise, look here, we are leaving today. Are you okay to stay here all by yourself? The tortoise said, no, I don't want to be here. You know why, right? I'm a talkative person. I always need somebody to talk to. Everybody has gone. You see, there is nobody here. Can you please take me also with you? The tortoise asked the geese. Now, the geese loved their friend, the tortoise. But how are they to take him and go? The tortoise was really huge. He was heavy. He had a hard shell. Can they walk him? Even that's not possible because the tortoise walks very slowly. So they didn't know what to do. They asked the tortoise, how are we supposed to take you with us? You please tell us of a plan. The tortoise said, I do not know how, but please take me. The tortoise pleaded. Look here, such a sweet tortoise, right? They didn't have the heart to leave him behind as well. So they all kept thinking and they came up with a plan. It was the tortoise, in fact, who told them first. Come with a big stick that's really sturdy. I will bite the middle of the stick with my teeth, said the tortoise. Both of you hold on to the two ends of the stick with your beak and you start flying. I will just hold on to the stick so I can fly along with you. Take me to another place and leave me there. We all can live there together happily, said the tortoise. Now both the geese looked at each other. Fantastic idea. How come it didn't strike us? Don't worry at all. We will get a stick. So they flew to a different place where there were lots of trees that were cut down. They got a strong stick. They picked it in their beak and brought it here. So they told the tortoise, you hold on to the middle of the stick with your teeth. Remember, you should not leave it at all. It's very, very important. When we are flying high up above, if you leave it, you will fall down to the ground. You don't want that to happen. Can you please make sure that you will hold on and not leave at all? The tortoise said, of course, yes, it's my life. I will take care of that. So the tortoise held on to the middle of the stick. This cute tortoise, he held on to the middle of the stick. On either side, the two geese held on to the stick with their beaks. And the two of them flew at the same time. The tortoise also soared high up above along with them. It was a marvelous feeling. Can you imagine? The tortoise has never flown in his life. Here he was soaring high up in the air. As he reached the sky, tortoise looked down below. All the people and the buildings, everything looked very tiny. Tortoise couldn't contain his excitement. But then he remembered, oh no, I should not open my mouth to talk at all. Both the geese were holding on to the ends of the stick and they were flying really swiftly. And as they were crossing a city, there were a lot of people who all pointed at the tortoise and exclaimed, hey, look there, there's a tortoise that's eating a stick. What do you think is happening? Everybody was asking each other. The tortoise was looking at all the people. They were all pointing at him and speaking to each other. Not only that, there were other geese that were flying along with them and they were also commenting, hey, look at this tortoise. He seems so cool, yeah, flying up in the air. Now the tortoise had a temptation to open his mouth and talk. He didn't remember for one moment what the warning was. He just opened his mouth to say that, hey, I'm going to a different place because of a drought in the pond. You think he could complete that sentence? Of course not. The moment he opened his mouth, he fell down really fast. With a big thud, he fell on the ground. Now you may think that the tortoise died. Actually, it did not happen. You know the shell of the tortoise, right? That's really thick and strong. Luckily for the tortoise, he fell down on his shell like this. Luckily, nothing happened to him. He was alive. Both the geese immediately came down and told the tortoise, we warned you not to open your mouth. Why did you open your mouth? He scolded the tortoise and he was finding it hard to flip himself over. No, it's difficult. Then both the geese helped him and somehow they flipped him from this way to this way. Then the tortoise was able to speak. He said, thank God, I fell down on my shell. Had I fallen down like this, I would have gotten smashed and I would have died by now, said the tortoise. The geese said, once again we are warning you, don't you open your mouth. Only then we can take you to the next lake. Otherwise you have to be here. The tortoise said, no, this time I will not open my mouth at all. I promise, he said. So both the geese did the same thing. They brought the same stick. The tortoise held on to the middle of the stick with his teeth. Both the geese were on either side. Now they soared high. Tortoise remembered throughout that he should not open his mouth. They went to the next lake and came down. They dropped the tortoise. He was so happy. Many of his old friends were all around. He had a good time. That's the end of today's story. I hope you all liked it. Please do subscribe to my YouTube channel, Storytime. You will have access to all the stories that I upload. Thank you very much. My name is Shyamla and I am a passionate storyteller. I will meet you in the next session. Bye-bye.